Hi, crafty crafters. I have had it with glossy accents. I don't know why they don't make this little insert silicone. They don't. But I saw a video where a girl puts baby bottle nipples on her glossy accents bottles. And according to her, they never clog again, right? Well, she uses foam tape, and I'm going to do the same. So I only have these Scotch squares. They're already pre-cut into the square shape. So I'm going to stick them on here anyway, because I'm kind of fed up with this glossy accents problem. So what I figure I'll do is maybe put 2 rows of these in a row, so that wherever the cracks are, like where they're cut, I can put another piece over that where that line is. And then hopefully it won't leak. And you know what? If the air gets in, who cares? This is almost a full bottle. I have cut the tip off of this twice. Twice it's clogged up. You know, I stick pins in it and I do everything everybody else does to it, and it just keeps clogging up. And I've used it maybe 3 times. So glossy accents is not free. If it were, I probably would not worry so much about if it was clogged. But it's not free, and it's not cheap. So, and I really like how it looks on stuff. So this is my solution to this glossy accents problem. We're going to see if it works. If it doesn't, I'm no worse off than I was with a clogged bottle that I'm going to pitch in the trash eventually because I can't get it open, right? So I'm going to put some pieces of foam in between those foams. Too bad I don't actually have a foam strip to wrap around here. That stinks, Dana. Since it's 3 in the morning on my first night off and I'm busy crafting. I've already loosened the top of this with pliers. You can pull that out. I think it actually probably unscrews. I didn't even try it. I just grabbed some pliers and yanked it out because I was frustrated, to say the least. Okay, so I've got 2 rows of foam now on the outside of this. So if it does leak a tiny bit out of the first row, hopefully it won't the second. I don't know how I'm going to get this nipple on without it getting caught on here. But let me get this stuff out of the way. Put that in the trash. I'm going to pop this top off and throw it away again, because I already did pull it off once, so it's already loose. Yeah. So it does pop off. And it is threaded a bit. That's interesting. Okay, I also have, you know what, maybe I'll keep that in case this is a fail. I also have some of this red line tape, which is supposed to be one of the most, just one of the strongest tapes available. I think I'm going to add it on here just around the top. Just in case, as a little added measure, since there are some little cracks in between where the foam is and where the other one begins and where one ends. So, let's see. Well, this tape is so strong that it doesn't come off. The backing doesn't come off. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to try to pop this nipple on. I bought this package of even flow nipples at Meijer. It was about $2. These are the 3 months plus, not the newbie. They have the preemie nipples, which looked a little small to go over the top of my bottle. And if this works, I'm going to do it for all of them. Supposedly, if you put it on Fabri-Tac, it won't even burp. So, okay. Pushing as hard as I can push, and it is on there. Yeah, it's not coming off, so I can throw this away. Okay, so you don't need this anymore. I'll throw that away too. Okay, so I'm going to put my red line tape back away, or it will stick to everything it comes into contact with, including the bag, for all eternity. I did fix my microwave with this tape. A little piece of trim came off, and I put it on there, and it's still on there to this day. And it's just above the stove where it gets steam and heat, and I am impressed with it. So apparently, as I understand, I can use the glossy accents as normal, a teeny tiny little hole, and that when it dries up, you can just pinch this, and that the glossy accents will not stick to this silicone nipple. So let's see if this is going to come off. I'm just going to try to pull it off just for the sake of argument, because I don't want to spill. Actually, I can't hardly get a hold of it. Well, I was trying to pull it away from the tape, and it doesn't look like it's coming away. So, that's interesting. Okay, so let's see if it's going to spill out at all. No? I do have a little bubble right here, a little bubble area, but the glossy accents isn't actually going down in there. Interesting. Well, okay. So this brings me to my project that I'm making. I bought these little square beads I had showed in a haul prior, and I want to make these little fingernail polish bottles. So I took these little melty beads, they're kids' beads that apparently you can make a picture with them and lay them all out and iron them. I don't know how they don't move when you iron them. I think there's some sort of board that you set them on to make the picture. And I think you can make, like, I don't know, key rings or something with them. I believe they're called hot melt beads. Don't quote me on that. So I'm going to try this glossy accents. I'm going to get something out of the trash here. I'm going to get this paper plate out of the trash. Okay, so I can make a pretty fine dot with this. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to see if I can make a dot on here to put inside this little bead to glue it down, because I don't want it wiggling around, because I plan on making a charm out of it. So there's one. It did work. It is still kind of coming out though. Okay, so apparently you can't squeeze this. You have to kind of be very gentle with it, or it does want to kind of blop up. And it'll run around on this, on the end. So you have to keep the area around the little puncture hole clean. But it will just kind of run out if you wait a second. I'm going to give it the gentlest of squeezes here. Oh, yeah. Okay. These square beads I have put on eye pins, and I'm trying to drop this glossy accents down inside that little, that bead has a name, and they're not hot melt beads. I can't think of the name of it now, but they're in the kids section. They don't really cost anything significant anyway. So I'm going to find that video and I'm going to link it down below. I think it's in, I have a playlist called I'm So Impressed. And when a video really makes an impression on me, I put the link in that playlist. So that being said, I may have already linked it in that playlist. But I will update you on how this works. But so far, so good. I'm kind of surprised and a little delighted because glossy accents is always, always, always clogging up on me. It is a pain. And it's a popular item among crafters. When you think about how many people use this stuff. Oh, now an air bubble's coming out. That might not be good. I know a ton of people have thrown this stuff away repeatedly because you can only cut that little tip down so many times before you're down to a big hole in the bottle, and glossy accents is kind of unforgiving. So I'm also going to do some silver fingernail polish bottles. I know this is off the subject of the glossy accents, but I'm going to try this other bead on the silver. I don't know where I put it. I think it rolled away. That's the nice thing about these square beads is they're not going anywhere. But I'm going to do some silver ones too. Hi, Donna Dreams times 3. Hello, how are you? Do you use glossy accents? Because I saw a video where this woman put a baby nipple on her glossy accents bottle. And then when she went to use it the next time, she would just roll the top and whatever was in the little hole in the baby nipple would come out in one big piece and she could use it again. And so I thought I would see if that really worked or not. And so far, so good. I'm kind of impressed. Excuse the paper plate. It's what I happen to have in the trash. And I didn't want to, if this didn't work, I didn't want to have glossy accents all over my desk. I'm trying to make some charms. I make a lot of little purse charms and planner charms and journal charms, but I thought I would try and make some little fingernail polish bottles. Let me move this. I'm sorry, I've got a, you like it? I thought, well, and they don't really cost anything, but you know, she put this on her Fabri-Tac, on her glossy accents, on her Aleene's, you know, you name it. She put these on the top, and not exactly the way I did it. She used foam tape, and I used foam squares, so I'm sure it would work better with the tape, or at least be easier. I didn't have any of the tape, and I've been meaning to do this for a long time, and I was cleaning up some stuff, and I have a little area for things that have no home. Well, you know what? These baby nipples have been in that area, and I thought, okay, I am going to I'm going to just see if this works tonight. I've been working myself half to death. I haven't had any days off, and since today is my first day off and I slept most of it, I'm up at this awful hour, and I thought, well, I'm energized, but you know what? I made a pot of coffee and didn't realize that I was drinking the grounds because the filter fell in. So I'm pretty sure I'll probably be up for a little while longer because I basically ate coffee grounds. So I'm caffeinated. But I think these are going to turn out really cute. I found these beads at Hobby Lobby, these little square beads, and I tried this with a lot of different beads. Let me turn this light and see if this helps. I have two lights here, and this one's better than the other. Let me see. Is that better? You can kind of see the color better. Anyway, these were $3.99 for 2 strands. And so I thought I would make these little fingernail polish bottles out of them. And I found these little kids, you know, those beads they melt together to make stuff. They're kind of these big rubbery or plasticky kind of beads. I don't know what you call them, but I guess you put them on a little board that has tiny little pins on it, and you can take your iron and press them together, and it melts them all together to make little keychains and stuff. And it's in the kids' craft area, and they come in all sorts of colors. So I thought I would use those in black to be the handle of the bottle, and then just make these little, I'm going to hold one up. Let me see. You can't see the blue very good. Here, I'll hold it up by the plate and try and make these little charms look like a bottle of fingernail polish. Perler, that's exactly what they're called. Thank you. I have heard of those, and I could not think of the name. When this video started, I kept trying to explain what they were for people that didn't know. And well, thank you. That's awesome. Let me fix this light back like it was. I need this light because I'm old and my eyes are half bad. Oh, here's the other bead. I'm going to make a silver one with this little bead. I'm going to see how that looks. I know the black looks good. I think the black looks cute. I wish it was a little bit longer. I wonder if you can get longer perler beads, but I think if it was just a tad bit longer, it would be really perfect size for these beads. But I made all of the ones I made here are gold, except for this one. So I'm going to make another one with silver. Maybe this mint green. And this bead, and see how this looks. Let me see, I'll hold it up to the camera. That's kind of small, isn't it? But that little silver bead is kind of long. It looks more like a perfume bottle. I wonder if I could put the black over the silver to hold it in place so I didn't have to keep gluing these. That's why I've needed the glossy accents available, is because every time I try to make one of these, let me see if I can shove that down in. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That black, I can shove that black bead and now it doesn't wiggle. Do you believe that? That perler bead shoves right over that little silver plastic bead. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Where's my tools? Now I gotta get my tools set out. Let me toss this over here and put that back in my trash can. I tell you what, could you use bugle beads? I don't know what those are. I'll have to look those up. Bugle beads. I don't know. My phone was dead earlier, but I plugged it in, but I bet it's charged up now. I should look those up. Is that something that you can get like at Joann's and Michael's, or is it? I think these are better. I don't know which one of these is going to work better. or bugle. Is it bugle? Bugle? Can you tell I'm not experienced with that? Let's see how this looks. I'm going to chop this down just a hair before I wrap it. Chop a little bit more off. Yeah. Oh, damn. Darn it. Right, I wrapped it too far. Well, I'm not great at this yet. You'd think as many charms as I've made, I could make a better loop than that. But for some reason, this bead is impossible to hang on to because it keeps spinning around. But let me see if I've got something to hook this onto. You know what? I've got a paper clip. Let me hook it onto a paper clip so I can see how it wiggles. All right. Just for the sake of dangling it, I'm going to hook it onto this paper clip. So, does that look like a bottle of fingernail polish to you? I think those are so stinking cute. Hey, Danielle's here. What do you think? I made a bottle of fingernail polish charm. These are all wet with glossy accents, but I found these beads, these little square beads, and I was in Maria's live the other day, and she was talking about having these square beads, but she wanted some round ones, and I'm like, square beads? Where did you find square beads? Anyway, so I found these. They're actually cube shaped. I say square. I didn't want square ones. I wanted the cube shape, but I was able to find square beads, but they were flat. Oh, I love it. I think it's so stinking cute. Oh my gosh. Now I'm glad I didn't mail Lisa's charm. I told her that I was probably going to go out Friday. You know, I mailed it to myself, or I mailed her a small package and a big package because I'd already sealed the big package. So I did a little, like a little parcel. And you know what? I put the label on backwards because it was only like 3x5 parcel, and they give you the big label. Well, I wrapped it backwards. So, or I wrote on it backwards. So I mailed it to myself from her. So I paid, you know, it was only like $4 or $5 to mail it. And a couple days later, I got it. She got her box and texted me, oh, I got my Happy Mail. And then I got her package. So I said, oh my gosh, my brain. I love the ephemera packs that in that stuff Alicia sent you. Those are so cute. Those are adorable. The little kitty mask and the ice cream cone on that same one. So stinking cute. She's so sweet. And I love the fact that Susan Tucker won the cricket and gave it away. That is just so, doesn't that just make you all warm and fuzzy? Like, that is so sweet. I know, Donna, isn't that stupid? Like, how can I don't know. Everything else got to where it was going. But you know what? I did have like 8 things mailed out that day. I had some stuff to Danielle. I had some stuff to Lisa. I had sent out some teas for the tea party because I made some little tea favors. I just sent out a bunch of stuff that day, and probably like 8 things. And yeah, so I was kind of trying to hurry and not hold up the line and be quick, and I thought I had everything ready. I had little post-its on everything with the addresses, and Yep, mailed it to myself. Oh, I know. I was worried. I was worried about you, Danielle, but I hope everything's getting better for you. I know I'm glad to finally have a day off. I worked way too many days in a row. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing me whine about it, but I'm off now. I slept all day, like all stinking, like just the, oh my gosh. I bet I slept, I don't even know how many hours in a row. I slept more hours today than I probably have in 2 weeks, but yeah, I woke up, made a pot of coffee, didn't realize that the paper filter fell over until about my third cup when I got to the bottom of the cup and there was a ton of coffee grounds down there. And I thought like I had something like in my teeth, like I felt like I had something, I don't know, at one point in my teeth, but then I didn't. But I had ate. That had made scrambled me a couple eggs, so I thought it was a piece of pepper or maybe something from where I had ate. And I looked, and I spit out a big coffee ground, and I was like, "Oh, good." Apparently, I'm just eating the coffee grounds, so I'm really caffeinated. So look at this, Danielle. How about this? I was telling Donna when she came in, I watched a video where a lady put baby nipples on her Glossy Accents bottle and her Fabri-Tac and all her glue bottles. But mainly she did it because, you know, with your Glossy Accents, it clogs up. And then you cut it down and you cut it down and you cut it down. And pretty soon you're at the bottom of the little tip. You can't cut anymore. And you end up, what? You waste half the bottle. It's a big bottle, but you don't get to use barely any of it and you have to buy more. So she said that she took double-sided tape, put the nipple on it, and oh, is she gone? Look, I'm talking. See how I am? I don't know how to check this stuff. Is that crazy? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, well, that's it. That's mainly why I wanted to make this video. I am going to close this video out for people that want to see how to do this. And I'm going to go find that link and see if I can't link it below. So, oh, you are still here. I imagine since it's silicone, you could, when the bottle's empty, you could pull it off and reuse it. But to tell you the truth, even if it's ruined, I think it would be worth it how much money you'd save, because I've thrown away a few bottles of Glossy Accents now. One, I pried the top off and painted it on some stuff when I was making a whole bunch of Christmas tags. And when I got done, I threw the rest away and just bought a new bottle. Well, these are what, about $5? And I got all 4 nipples for $2 and like 19 cents. So they don't really cost much. And I imagine at the Dollar Tree, they'd be even cheaper. I almost bought a 2-pack of baby bottles at the Dollar Tree just because it already had the nipples on it. But when I looked at the hole in the top, the hole looked a little big. So the lady specifically said in her video that she likes the newborn nipples for the Glossy Accents because it has the smallest hole. But I bought the 3-month, the 0 to 3 months, because I couldn't find a newborn one. But this is not pulling off. I'm trying to pull it down and it's not really moving. It's stuck on there. So I'm interested to see tomorrow when I go to squeeze out any dried Glossy Accents, how that goes. But she said she had been doing that for a while. So I'm kind of I'm kind of excited. It worked pretty good. Yeah. Well, and you know what? I imagine those would work better. This does not come out real fast though with this one. The problem is you can't see what you're doing because the tip's wide enough. I almost had to hold it up. So if you wanted to color something in, I imagine you'd have to pour some out into a little, you know, onto a piece of paper or something, and then paint it on with a little, no, she said she just leaves it. She squeezes down whatever is in the top. So like when you, if you look what runs into the top, when you tip the bottle back up, she said she just waits until it runs down, and then she kind of squeezes the rest down out of the tip of the bottle, and that when she goes back to use it, whatever's dried on top, if I guess if you give it a pinch and kind of flick your fingernail up, it'll push out the little dried part that's actually in the hole, and it's good to go again. So yeah, she said she just has been using that. So I'm excited because I waste a lot of glossy accents. But I'm interested in the Fabri-Tac too. My Fabri-Tac, I started buying these little bottles because, and it does it with this too. I didn't realize it. My Fabri-Tac bottle burps. So I will turn it over, use it on something, and when I sit it up and I go back to it, the air has forced out a little bit out of the tip and it's ran down on the outside of the bottle. Yes, I did remove, no, not the outer lid. If you look at the beginning of this video, I took a pair of pliers and just pulled that center part out. Here, let me get another. I think I have a new bottle. Let me show you. I'll show you with better glossy accents. I always keep a spare. Okay, so this is my old bottle again that I had cut down because it got clogged up. So I'm going to do the same thing with this bottle. See how far down it's cut? Like literally, I can't cut it down anymore. But I took a pair of pliers and this whole little inside piece pops out. And I just pulled it out and can you get a hold of this? Gee. Well, this one is so covered in glue. Let me see. Let me get my little screwdriver. Let's see if I can pop it out that way. Yeah. See this insert? Ooh, stab myself. Don't stab yourself, Dana. So this whole inside part pops out, that insert. So I'm going to do the same thing with this. But I think I am going to buy some foam tape to do this one, just because of the fact that, let me get these out. Because I used foam squares on that and it was a pain. So the nipple almost fits down on there by itself. Once you put the foam tape on, it'll kind of pressurize itself to be more airtight so that the glue doesn't run in between this and the threads on the neck of the bottle. But yeah, I'm gonna find that video and I'm gonna post it down below. Like in the beginning of the video when I first came on, I was saying I have a playlist on when you go to my channel home and it says I'm so impressed, and all of the videos, like if I see a video and I say, oh wow, that is really neat, something in that video has made me want to remember that information or how to make that project, and I move it to a list called I'm so impressed. Now, there's not that many videos in it, and these are like the top of the top videos that, and I think I put that in there. I think I moved that video to that list, but I'm not sure because I saw it so long ago that I may not have. I just discovered how to make, I love it too. I just discovered how to make a playlist more recently, so I don't know if it's in there or not. I am going to find it. When I find it, I'm going to link it below, and I'm going to move it to my I'm so impressed list, both. But I thought, that's so simple. Why doesn't Ranger make that inside part out of silicone for us already, so that you can just squeeze, you can just squeeze the dried portion of the glue out when you go to reuse it again, and then make a pointy tip out of a silicone, out of a silicone. It couldn't be that expensive. But yeah. So I love it too, because I am sick of buying more and more glossy accents. I don't want to waste any money. I'm super cheap and I hate wasting money. And I like to get it out for stuff like this. A lot of times when you use glossy accents, you don't use that much of it. You use it to, touch up something to make it look finished, and then you pop it back away wherever you keep it, and you may not pull it out again for a week, a month, whatever. So it's not something I constantly use, but every time I get it out, it's clogged. Oh, that's fine. She did, Donna. In her video, she did it with Fabri-Tac. She did it with her Aleene's. Now, of course, my art glitter glue, I'm a huge fan of this. Like, I am, Lisa says she drinks Fabri-Tac. Well, then I drink art glitter glue. I love this stuff. And I love how it dries with no sheen. Aleene's, even the matte, dries with a sheen. And you know what? I didn't think of that, Donna, but I could probably put that glossy accents in the baby bottle and not even have to worry about the tip, like attaching the tip to their bottle. I could probably just pour it in a tiny baby bottle. Why didn't I think of that? Donna, you need to do a video now pouring all your glue in baby bottles. But I'm so excited about this. I think I finally found the square beads to make my fingernail polish bottles. I think those are so stinking cute. Look at the red one. Isn't that cute? I think that's going to make such a cute charm. I can't wait for it to be dry. I can't mess with it now or I'll pop it apart. You've never tried art glitter glue? Oh my gosh. Okay. First of all, I'm going to warn you, this is addictive. This is fantastic stuff. It grabs pretty quick, and I get it off of Amazon, and it comes with this little tip. They also give you a pin to put in it. Now, don't just put any pin in it or it'll rust and turn your glue orange. But they give you this. Now, this, you have to remove this every once in a while and soak it in a little cup of water. But this stuff is fantastic. It dries fast. If it gougers out on the sides of something, you do not see it. And then when you're done, you just pop the little pin back in the top. And I'm telling you, this is the best stuff, but it's called Art Glitter Glue. And this is the designer adhesive. It says dries clear. It's permanent. It's water-based. It'll wash off of whatever you get it on. It's non-toxic, and it is fantastic stuff. There is no better, in my book, there is no better paper crafting, whether you're card making, no matter what. Like I love hot glue because it's instant, but I don't use it because everything I've ever hot glued fell apart 2 years later. Or if it was in the mail, like I've pulled stuff out of the mailbox that was hot glued together that fell apart in my hands because the mailbox was hot. And depending on where you buy your glue sticks, not all glue sticks are created equal. So unfortunately, I came to mistrust, hot glue after crafting for years and just having stuff fall off the wall or fall off of whatever it was attached to. So later, I started using Aleene's tacky glue for a lot of stuff. And what I found was the very best glue, if you're going to do like something that to hang on the wall and you don't want any shine, I'll tell you, is this. This is matte gel. It's matte medium. And this is the strongest stuff you will ever find. I can glue metal keys to a canvas. I can glue glass pebbles. I can glue beads. I can glue things with this. Here, let me show you this. I glued this. I made this for my recipe book. I glued this piece of fabric down with this. I wanted it to look like this was hanging out of the pocket. So what I did was I just took a regular piece of fabric and I gathered it up and I painted this on in between. I painted underneath. I tucked it in the pocket and I wanted it to look free and still have some movement, but I needed it to be really sturdy up here. See this? Can you hear that? Where it dried hard. But this is still kind of soft and can move around because that's this. This stuff will hold anything. But I do like Aleene's tacky glue because of the price. And if you can't see the glue, I will use Aleene's all day. But if there's any little chance that the glue is going to googe out the edge of something on paper, I'm going to either use this art glitter glue or this. And if it's a canvas that's going to hang on the wall that when you walk around the light will hit it differently, I'm definitely going to use this. And there's no strings. So I like that too. With the Fabri-Tac, it's super strong. I love Fabri-Tac, and I love the fact that when it dries, you can roll it off like hot glue. But the Fabri-Tac and the hot glue leaves strings, and at least with the Liquitex, there's no strings. Now, the Liquitex does dry pretty quick. The art glitter glue takes just a hair longer. So, an art glitter glue is not good to glue any fabric. And if you're bunching flowers, you can't always use Fabri-Tac because if you tie your tool with those tiny rubber bands that you get at the dollar store, like those hair rubber bands for braids, the ones that are not coated, Fabri-Tac will eat them and they pop. So unfortunately, you have to kind of be, depending on what you're gluing. I do think there's kind of a glue for everything too. Because there are times when I'll use some hot glue. But for the most part, I feel like you feel a shopping spree coming on. I know. I love these are definitely, I love Aleene's, but these are definitely, the art glitter glue is probably my fave. The Liquitex is my favorite media gel. The Fabri-Tac is my favorite, of course, for fabric and ribbons. Again, it dries pretty quick. It bonds. It holds fast. And sometimes you can combine a couple of these. I have been known to combine both of these. This for more strength and this for more grab. So depending on what you want to glue to what, there's always one that seems to stand out a little bit more than another in my book. And then, of course, red line tape. Oh, I love red line tape. You can't really beat this stuff. I was saying at the beginning of my video when my microwave, a trim piece just popped off and I couldn't get it to stay on, and I put it on with this, and I'm not kidding you, it's still there to this day, and my microwave is above the stove and everything is black and stainless steel, so the stainless steel is hard to glue. And that red line tape held that little piece of stainless steel trim on the side of my microwave, regardless of what we're cooking on the stove. And you know, it gets a lot of heat and moisture from boiling things and cooking things, and it is good. There's always, yeah. So the top of the line adhesive is definitely that matte medium. That matte medium will hold anything. I do a lot of canvas work. If you're looking to put anything like mixed media, heavy pieces onto anything else, you will not regret using that matte medium. Have you ever watched Vicky Papiano? She's one of my favorite mixed media artists, and I love her journaling. And she's from, I believe she lives in Greece. I'm not sure, but she is fantastic. She's like my journaling hero, you know, the stuff she makes. And she uses a lot of Tim Holtz stamps, and she will stamp things and then color them and then cut them out, and she'll highlight them, and she uses Stabilos sometimes. I can't live without my Stabilo, but she does the best shading and highlighting and layering of stuff in her artwork. But if you watch her channel, and it's Vicky Papiano, you will love some of the stuff she makes. She is just, she is so skilled. I am going to get off here though. I am going to end this live and go find that video that I'm telling you all about so that I can add the link so you can see. I may have attached my lid incorrectly compared to how you're supposed to do it. And I don't think she caps her, I don't think she puts any kind of anything over the hole. I think it seals itself as the glossy accent dries up here. Yeah, and then, but apparently it just won't stick to the silicone. It just won't stick on it. So, no, you can link her down below. I'll go check her out. I love watching. I do too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I will link her too then. Absolutely, Donna. You will be addicted when you see some of her. I tell you what, one of my favorite ones, she makes a Bloody Mary with the Tim Holtz stamp, and she colors it with her markers, and she adds highlights, and she layers all kinds of things that she's cut out and stamps. And oh, and then she did a teacup one. Oh, and the book one. You know what? She has so many I can't even like all these. They're flooding me. She has so many good ones I can't pick one. But I am going to link her channel below too. So I'm going to do that right now after I end this live stream. So thank you so much, Donna, for coming. Thank you, Danielle, for stopping by. Thanks anyone else who happens to watch the video. I want you all to have a good day. It's Saturday. And this is Dana with Constructing Artistics. Happy Saturday. Bye. Thank you.